So when we start to explore how yoga can help us to develop our core strength, a good starting point is thinking about core strength as how we stabilise the trunk and all the musculature of the trunk when we're moving our arms and legs around in different ways, in different positions. So the first thing that can be really helpful is just start to feel that trunk area firming, kind of turning on, if you like, in movement. So you do that in a supported way. You can start to really trust that you know how you can keep on breathing, feel that firming, and the core being not just those front tummy muscles, but actually it's right around your trunk. So that's what we're aiming to feel. The first way we're going to do that is lying down. So we have the full support of the ground beneath us, and it makes it less likely for the lower back muscles to try and work really hard and do a lot of the work of the movement for us. We can feel more around the muscles of the side and the front as well, all joining in. So we're going to use a yoga block or a hard back book if you've got one. If you haven't got one, you can still do the movement, it'll be fine. And we're lying down with knees bent. And just take a few breaths, let your body settle into the floor. And then we are going to just notice the breath rhythm, because when we're kind of engaging and firming all the muscles of the trunk to stabilise us, which means to help us stay straight while the arms and legs are moving, that feeling of being straight and firm, we want to be able to breathe through that and not hold our breath as well. So to start with, I'm just going to suggest you take a breath in through your nose, nice and slowly. And then as you breathe out, you can breathe a long sign breath out. And get right to the end of the exhale. So it feels almost like you've got no air left at all. And then feel how your abdomen area firms a little bit. And then maintaining that firming, close your mouth and breathe in through your nose. Feel the breath expand into your rib cage, but see if you can keep that feeling of tone in your abdomen, that lower half of your trunk. So you're breathing in again. When you're ready to breathe out, just sigh the breath out long. Get right to the end, feel that toning in your tummy. Breathe in again through your nose. And you'll feel that the whole of your rib cage expands with you. Okay, so that's just to help you start to feel tummy tone, and it's easy in a way to feel it on the exhale, and then you're trying to maintain it a little bit as you inhale. But really the main thing is just keep breathing and just noticing that tone. So the next thing we're going to do is get your block or book if you're using one, or it might just be your arms up, and we're holding the block quite firmly. And then you're just going to take a breath in through your nose, and then this time as you exhale, really press your back rib cage into the mat. So you can breathe out through your mouth or your nose. And as you're kind of reaching your arms up and forward, you want to feel like your rib cage is dropping down as much as it can. And just do that one more time, breathing in. Dropping your rib cage into the mat. Okay, on the next one, we're going to breathe in through the nose. And then as you breathe out, start to take the block up above your head, just any amount, not too far, and see if you can keep pressing your ribs down. And then when you're ready to inhale, take the block all the way back up. And what we're noticing is that as the block goes up over the head, if you don't let your back and your trunk arch away from the floor, if you keep it pressing down, can you feel all that toning in your trunk? So there's your core. So by pressing the ribs and keeping your rib cage stacked over your pelvis, all that core musculature firms up for you. So we're going to do a few in a row now. Take a breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, take the block up over your head. Keep your ribs down, ribs down, ribs down. That's your priority. So we don't want the block to go too far. If it goes too far, it's easier to arch. And then come back to center. Next exhale. Keeping the ribs down as much as you can. Feel that toning around your midsection. And then back up again, breathing in through your nose. Exhaling. Pressing the rib cage down, see if you can feel that around your sides. Inhaling back up, last one. And then coming back up. Okay, so hopefully you felt a little bit of tone there as the arms go up and you keep those ribs down, all of that area is firming for you. So that's sort of combining a shoulder movement with feeling the core. Now we're going to combine a leg movement with feeling the core. You can put your hands on your rib cage to remind them to stay down. That's going to help us engage the core again as the ribs stay stacked over the pelvis. So keeping your ribs pressing into the mat, and then we're just going to lift up one leg to a right angle so that your thigh is at a right angle to your body. And you can kind of check, because usually we pull it in closer than we realise. And then you're going to take a breath in there through your nose, and as you exhale, just slowly tap your heel down to the mat. As you inhale, take the leg back up. So you're exhaling, pressing your ribs down, ribs down, ribs down, ribs down. Inhaling the leg back up. Let's do 3 more. And coming back up. And if you let the leg lower slowly and really focusing on nothing from your hip up to your shoulder moving, you'll feel that core activation. So it needs to be slow, and it also needs to be not letting the pelvis or the rib cage tip. Okay, well done. Relax that side. Let's do the other leg. So the leg comes up to a right angle. Take a breath in first through your nose, and then as you exhale, it can be through the mouth, it can help to slow it down a bit. Not letting your lower back arch or your ribs pop up, leg comes back up. Breath in, exhaling down. And you're feeling that core coming up. It's as if your whole trunk is glued to the floor, apart from the lower back, of course, might be just a little bit lighter. That's 3, let's do 2 more. Exhaling. And 1 more. Leg comes up, and as you exhale, and then take a rest. So it's getting used to that feeling of you're holding certain things, you're moving around, and can you feel the difference between starting with just a leg up, there's not too much happening, and then as the leg starts moving in space, you feel that turn on. And you're just watching that your lower back muscles don't feel too tense. If that happens, just take a breather, reset, and do it again. And you're encouraging the muscles all around your sides and all the way up to the front to be doing the firming for you. Okay, we're going to do a slightly harder version, and if it feels too much, just come back to one leg up and slowly lowering it down without your pelvis or your back arching. So the slightly more challenging effort is to take both legs up at the same time, and then just make a little adjustment. So the lower back might be a bit lighter, but you want the back of your rib cage, so more from the shoulders, you know, sort of to the base of your rib cage, pressing down into the mat. Finding your right angle, and you'll feel that that creates some tone already. And then you can slowly exhale, tap one heel down, keeping the knee bent. Inhale that leg up, and slowly exhale, do the other leg. Inhale back up. The tone in the trunk is staying the whole time. The ribs are pressing down. So that's going to be 2 on each side. If you're shaking, you're probably doing it right. It means you're really working to keep the ribs down. So that's 3 each side. And you should be ready for a rest by then. 1 foot down, and then the second foot down, and take a breathe. And just notice how much harder that felt. It was probably a little bit more work for your legs as well. So it's a really good combined movement, feeling the breath and maintaining that trunk stability, which you can then apply to lots of other movements and yoga poses. Okay, we're going to do 1 more round, and again, you can just be doing 1 leg up and slowly lowering down, and you might be doing that for a number of weeks until you feel absolutely solid in that, and you're like, yes, I can do that, my lower back isn't tensing to help me so much at all, and then you can progress to starting point, both legs up. So the third version is putting this all together. Starting point is both legs up, pressing the ribs down, and then the arms up as well. So we're kind of combining all these things. So I'm going to press my ribs down, take a breath in through your nose, and then as you exhale, taking your one heel down and one arm a little bit over the head. Inhale, come back to centre. Now I've chosen to do opposite arm and leg. You could do the same side, that's another option. Exhaling, heel down, arms going above head, ribs stay to the mat. Come back up. That's one round. We're going to do two more. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Inhaling back up. I can feel shaking. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Coming back up. One more round for good luck. Exhaling. Coming up. Last one. Exhaling slowly on the down. And then coming back up and release and take a breather. You might want to do little windscreen wipers after that. Or just lie and breathe. Okay, so those movements do get progressively harder. That's just to give you kind of an idea of where that movement can go, and you just keep challenging, challenging, challenging. Can I firm and switch on all that midsection area as I'm loading it with my arms and legs moving around? Can I keep it kind of solid and stable?